Now, Amanda Owen is a busy woman. She's not content with looking after more than 1,000 sheep. She's got her 9 children. 9 children. A farm in the Yorkshire Dales, and is the author of 2 best-selling books. And she is here now. Good morning.
Good morning. Actually, you've got the count wrong. Not with the sheep, not with the children. Oh. 3, this is my 3rd book.
Oh, did we say 2? Yes.
But this isn't best-selling yet, is it?
Yeah, it is. It's number 4.
Already?
Is it number 4?
It's number 4.
Is it?
You missed that one, yeah? Can you believe it?
Oh, that's what I would call up north a complete cock-up.
It's just random, isn't it? I mean, you couldn't make it up. They say the truth is stranger than fiction, don't they?
Isn't it? Look, talk us through daily life on the farm. I remember it was, I can't think of her surname, Hannah Hawkswell, who, of course, became sort of very famous for living in the Dales and on her own. Did you know her?
I know her. I got to know her. She was feisty.
Oh, I can imagine. Now, you're not as isolated as Hannah was. She sort of was quite an isolated character, wasn't she?
Times have changed, exactly. I mean, I suppose we're remote and cut off location-wise, the same as she was, but with the advent of technology, I'm a tweeter. I get in touch with the outside world via Tinternet. So. Tinternet.
Oh, I love you already.
A tweeting shepherdess.
Yeah, exactly.
So, he very stereotypically asked you, where's your crook this morning? Well, that's like old hat, isn't it?
Yeah, I have got my dog whistle. I have got my dog. But you see, if I was to blow a whistle now on the news, and like dogs all over the land would just be like.
Well, but that's interesting because that's a one man and his dog style. That's a proper.
That is a proper dog whistle. You see, the thing is, I'm very envious. My husband, he can whistle without the use of his fingers, but unfortunately, I have to use my hands to whistle. And when you've been dealing with foot rot, that's not good.
No.
No.
What is the appeal for you in that sort of life?
It was James Herriot's fault. It all came back to books. It all came back to books because I loved reading. I read the James Herriots. That's the kind of lifestyle I look for. I wasn't smart enough to be a vet, so got another book. It was called Hill Shepherd. It was all about shepherding in the Dales and in Lake District. And I thought, that's the life for me. That's what I want to do. And somehow, I've ended up here.
And you made that conscious change to pursue that life, didn't you?
Yeah. You could either call it stubbornness, Yorkshire grit, or pig-headedness, whichever you like.
They all work. They all
work. I got there in the end.
What's interesting is that the fact that the books are so popular, as we saw with Hannah, is that there is this, for most people who obviously aren't living this sort of lifestyle, and there's so many people in the country who live in towns and cities, that this obviously, it holds an appeal. There's something about getting back to nature that actually we all want a bit of.
I think we're very passionate about our countryside, and I think as British people, we like to know what's going on, so I just tell them tales about the family, the sheep, everything else. And I've been out on tour talking to people about it as well. I mean, I can't believe it. It is so random, you couldn't make it up.
Yeah, you're doing a theatre tour.
Yeah, I've been out on theatre tour, so I've looked out over the hill and I've been all over the place, and here I am in London. I think I've got a talk to do in London in about another, 22nd, I think it is.
One of the things written about the books is that the humour in them and the sort of stories that you tell, and that's all coming from real experience, isn't it?
Well, exactly. It isn't a glossed over, untrue picture of the countryside. It's how it is. That's what I like to tell, and for whatever reason, it seems to do really well. So I could just keep doing my thing, see where it takes me.
But as funny as it is, I mean, it must be really hard work.
Oh, it is. It is. I mean, honestly, I live like a life of 2 halves. It's like the glamour of today being here with you, and then it's like 2 hats, snot on the end of my nose. It's like the absolute opposite. But I think that's what people like. People, it's about stereotyping, isn't it? You don't want to be one thing or the other, and to go and show people that you can do this. There's so many people who say, you won't have time to write, you won't have time to do this. Why not show them? Why not prove that you can?
With 9 children as well.
Yeah, exactly. Why not prove that you can do all that? So that's what I get on and do.
I was just sort of thinking, we always moan because our alarms go off at 3 o'clock in the morning. I would imagine, particularly in lambing season, that's nothing for you.
Yeah, well, I was going to say we're up through the night in lambing time, you see. I mean, usually it's early mornings, but it depends. Next big job is sheep shearing.
Yeah,
Muscles, look at that. I mean, Madonna would be proud of those.
She would.
Impressive.
But unfortunately, see, obviously there's no gym, but unfortunately the downside is I have got, like, lumps out of my leg. Because from the sheep's horns, you see, from shearing them.
So you've got 1,000 to shear?
Yes, we do them ourselves.
That's a
hands-on.
Do you get the children involved?
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Workforce.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Workforce, exactly. But this life lessons.
Yeah.
They're learning all about the countryside. They're learning about the food. They're learning about everything. So actually, they learn about the birds and the bees for sure, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's that whole. I guess with the food side as well. It's the whole sort of from the you know, the field to the plate sort of thing as
Exactly.
well.
Farm to fork.
Yeah.
The circle of life. And no, I'm not going to sing it.
Oh, well, look.
Shame.
Adventures of the Yorkshire Shepherdess.
I write, I farm, I chase sheep about, but I do not sing. I have not got a record coming out.
But best.
Not yet.
Not
Wait till
yet.
your fitness video will all be coming.
Number 4.
Look,
Best
really
of
good
the
to see you, thank you.
And you as well.
And what a delight to have
Absolutely.
another Northerner on the show. I love it.
I must just say
Go
a
on.
shout out to Glenn Welsh. He's a shepherd, modernly known as a farm manager in East Ayrshire. So there's another shepherd out there.
Hello, there is a few of us out there.
Yeah, there is indeed. OK, let's get a quick check on the sports headlines for you.